What's up, YouTube? This is Guy. Today I wanted to take a minute and show you a couple of new strap options that I got in the mail recently. On the left here we have Perlon Nato straps from the brand Clockwork Synergies. Over here on the right we have some new high-quality seatbelt weave nylon straps from Barton Bands. These are called their Jetson straps. I have reviewed products from both of these companies in the past, and I've always been really happy with them. They asked me if I'd like to check out some of their new offerings, and yeah, graciously I accepted. Here they are on the table today. Now, we'll take a look at the Clockwork Synergy Natos, Perlon Natos first, and then we'll come over here and look at the Barton straps. Generally, when I think of a Perlon strap, I'm thinking of a single-piece Perlon, similar to this one, also a Clockwork Synergy strap, and one that I've reviewed in the past. It's a great little affordable Perlon strap, and I enjoy Perlon straps. They're very lightweight, they're infinitely adjustable. I absolutely love them. Now, they told me that they have a new offering in their Perlon strap line, and their Nato Perlon straps. Now, the interesting difference about these is that, like a typical Nato strap, it's a multi-piece, right? So you would obviously open up the strap like so and fit your watch on and then close off the binding by slipping that through this metal keeper here. You'd probably be wondering, what do I really need a Nato strap for? Why not just get the single piece Perlon? Well, the reason for having this style of Nato strap is a little bit extra security. When your watch head is here on the strap, it won't slide. If it's not very tight, the watch head won't slide back and forth as much. So you have these keepers that will hold it in place on your wrist. It offers the same security in terms of if a spring bar were to fail, just like the single piece does. If one spring bar fails, the other spring bar is holding the watch on securely. But you have that extra functionality of being able to not worry about the watch sliding back and forth. Similarly, it does add a little bit of thickness, and that may be something that you like depending on the watch and your wrist, because there's this extra layer of fabric. You might have the watch stand off your wrist slightly more. Now, in the case of a Perlon strap like this, which comes in only at 1 millimeter thick, and I'll cover the specs here in a second, it's not going to stand off super thick, whereas some more heavy-duty nylon Nato straps will add a lot of extra bulk there. Speaking of the overall specs on this strap, they come in 6 colors, and each one has a price point of $18.95, so relatively affordable. Colorations are black, dark gray, navy blue, red, steel blue, and white. They come in 18, 20, and 22 millimeters. I had mentioned the material is only 1 millimeter in thickness, which is super low profile. Overall length of these straps is 260 millimeters, and the hardware, as you can see, is a stainless steel hardware. They do have on their website free shipping on all US orders, so that's a nice little benefit if you go to Clockwork Synergy's website and order from them directly. I believe they're also usually available on Amazon as well. I'll get the single piece Perlon off of the table here, and again, this is also Clockwork Synergies, it's an option that they have, and show you both of these up close a little bit. They sent me a black strap in 20 millimeters and a navy blue strap in 22 millimeters to try out and to show you guys. They're good quality straps. I'm pretty pleased with them. I like the styling. I like that little extra layer of fabric that Nato straps offer. If I was going to pick between this and a standard one-piece Perlon, I could go either way. I don't feel like the extra material adds too much bulk considering how small it is. Both would be good options. Just depends on, what you feel like. You have the stylistic change of having this little extra bit of stainless steel with this extra keeper here, whereas on a basic Perlon strap, and I'll bring the other one back in, you don't have any metal keepers, just the stainless steel buckle. So if you like that extra little style cue of having a bit more metal on your straps, you do get that here with the Perlon. That might be another reason to consider it. The overall quality of the Perlon material, that nice tight Perlon weave, it looks very good. It's not too rough or scratchy. As we go down the strap, you can see obviously there's no holes. You don't need holes on a Perlon strap. You just force the tang or pin of the buckle through any part of the Perlon, so you get a perfect fit every time. Down at the tongue end, you can see that it is heat sealed, so that it won't fray or anything like that. If you wanted to cut this shorter, I've never tried it, but I would imagine you could maybe pull the coin here, cut around the profile of a coin, and then milt the end of the strap. And you could shorten it if you find that it's too long. I've never found that their Perlon straps are too long for me though, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. Overall, yeah, a nice quality strap. The hardware itself is a high polished stainless steel. The buckle is a pretty decent little buckle. It's not signed with any branding or anything, but overall no complaints there either. I'll go ahead and throw probably the 22 millimeter strap on my little test watch that I have out here, my Seiko SKX 007, and color-wise, I'd probably go with the black actually, but the black's only 20 millimeters, so the navy blue might not be my first choice for this watch. Regardless, I digress. I'll throw that on there, throw it on my wrist, and just kind of give you an idea of how it fits. Quick demonstration of installing the Perlon strap. Just like any other Nato, slide it underneath the watch head here, slide it through, come up on the other side, like so. Get the watch head kind of in place where you think you're going to want it, and slide the rest of the strap through that extra keeper. And, you know, there you go, just basically like any other Nato style strap, only difference being this is the Perlon style material. So here's the nice thing about Perlon. As I'm putting it on, you can see I just cinch it down as tight or as snugly to my wrist as I would like, and then punch that little pin buckle or tang through anywhere on the strap, and then slide it through the first keeper to secure it down to your wrist. Once secured down to your wrist, you have a second keeper here, which is a floating keeper. You can adjust that to wherever you need to, and if you have any extra material, you can fold it back underneath that keeper as needed. Like I said, perhaps not the right coloration, navy blue with the black dial black bezel, but overall fit, the feel, it's great. I love wearing Perlon straps. Like I said, I can get an absolutely 100% accurate size every single time. I never have to worry about the fit of my straps. This one in particular, being as how it's the Nato style, again, if that watch head were not really tight, it wouldn't just rotate endlessly, it would run into this keeper, and I could center it up on my wrist a little bit better to get the buckle more centered and get this keeper up a little bit higher. I just threw it on real quick, but spending a little bit of time adjusting the position on the strap could make that little modification in the fit. But yeah, overall, it works great. Looks great, feels good for $18, roughly, what was it, $18.95. I think it's a really good Nato option if you want this Perlon style material. Next, we're going to be checking out these new Barton straps. These are the Jetson straps using the high quality seatbelt weave nylon material that everybody loves. I have a whole bunch of examples of competitive options that I have reviewed in the past. We have Moose strap companies, high quality premium strap. We have Blue Shark, Alpha Shark strap, another one that I absolutely love. And of course we have the Phenom Nato. All three of these straps I've reviewed extensively in the past, and I really do like them. So we'll kind of compare the new Barton strap to these straps, and I'll tell you what I think in comparison, and then I'll throw it on my Seiko SKX 007, give you a little look at the strap on the wrist. Quick covering the specs on this, $18.50. I think that's a really good price point on this strap. 11 color options on their website in sizes ranging from 18, 20, 22, and 24 millimeters. A little bit thicker than the previously viewed Perlon Nato strap. This comes in at 1.4 millimeters with an overall length of 270 millimeters. Of course, we have stainless steel buckle hardware. We don't have the metal keepers that are very typical, as you can see on all of these straps over here. Instead, they use the kind of like an RAF style loop system, nylon loop. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I guess. Just depends on if you like this style or if you like this style here. On Barton's website, they do offer a 10% discount code. I don't remember what it is, but it's on the header of their website. If you decide you want to buy these, purchase 3 straps, I think, and you get that 10% discount, and they have $2 shipping worldwide. The hardware on this strap is a very basic brushed stainless steel buckle, Tang pin style buckle. The overall material of the seatbelt weave nylon is a little coarser than I would say most of the other straps are, but no less soft. It's very, very smooth. It has a nice silky feel or finish to it. You can see the edges have that same kind of braided style that you find on all of these straps. The holes for the buckle are really well done. It looks like they're heat sealed or melted so as to not fray over time. And then down at the tang end, it also terminates into a nice heat sealed, a finished end. Overall, really, really good quality. I do like it. Let's bring in the moose strap for the first basis of comparison. Again, the moose does have the metal keepers versus the RFA style loop. I find that the stitching on the Barton strap, which is a little hard to see in my light, is probably done a bit better. But like I had mentioned, the material or the weave of the seatbelt material is a little more coarse than the Moose Strap company's Nato strap. Both excellent quality though. I just feel like the Barton strap's a little more heavy duty. That might be a good thing if you're looking for something that will probably stand up for a longer period of time. Again, it feels more like an HD heavy duty style strap. I find the strap to be very similar to the Blue Shark Alpha Shark. Almost the same style buckles. The Blue Shark's is signed, of course, but otherwise very similar. The Blue Shark does have this metal hardware as opposed to the loops. But the quality of the material, to my eye, looks very, very similar. They're both sort of a thick, coarse grain when it comes to the style of the weave of the material. Very, very similar. The holes in the Blue Shark, Alpha Shark, of course, are more square, a little less oval shaped, but otherwise it's very difficult to tell a difference between these two straps. Like, I wouldn't necessarily know right off the bat that they were made by different companies. So if you like the Alpha Shark, I think you'll really like the Barton as well. And I think the Barton is quite a bit more inexpensive, if I'm not mistaken. Finally, we have the Perlon Nato strap, which has honestly been my favorite high-quality Nato strap. It is the most expensive of the bunch, but I think it's probably the best done. It is a very different type of material. Of course, we have a more understated buckle. We have the metal keepers as opposed to the loop. But when we come in and look at the material, the Perlon Nato on the left, the solid black strap, it's a much tighter weave. There's a softer, more silky sheen to the strap. But again, I feel like the Barton does feel a little more heavy duty. So if that's what you're looking for, the Barton would probably be a better option. I'm not going to say that the Perlon Nato isn't durable. I just haven't really put it through any sort of real hard use. But if I had to guess, I would think the Barton would be more durable. I think it's going to basically come down to price and taste, though. The Perlon Natos are like $40. The Barton strap that we have here is about $18. A big price difference and kind of a little bit of a stylistic difference in terms of what the material looks like. Alright guys, there's the Barton Jetson wearing the Seiko SKX 007 on my roughly 6 3/4 inch wrist. Very, very nicely done. Overall, no complaints about this strap at all. Again, it does feel a little bit more heavy duty than some of the other competitive options. The coarseness of the grain, while visually noticeable, still feels extremely smooth, extremely well done. No complaints with the quality of the materials at all. This would definitely be on my list for one of my favorite high-quality Nato straps. I would put it right in there with the other 3 examples that I've shown, which all 3 are all-time favorites for me. So now I guess I have 4 all-time favorites. This is going to stay in the watch box, and from time to time I'm sure I will get some use out of it. Barton did send me a total of 5 straps. I'll show you the colorations that they did send me real quick, and give you an idea of some of the options that they have in their product line. This is their Army Green Jetson Nato strap. Very nice coloration. I could see this working really well on maybe like my Hamilton Field watch for sure. Probably a dive or 2, but depends on the the dial and the bezel colors. Definitely like this one on camera. It kind of presents maybe a little gray-green. In person, I would say it looks slightly darker. I think it's just because of how bright and close my lights are to the subject here. But yeah, there's the Army Green version. Barton is calling this version of the Jetson gray / khaki. You can see that we have edge highlighting, with the majority of the nylon being of a kind of steely gray coloration. I think this is also a really nice one for people that like a multi-tone or dual tone coloration or option. Definitely take a look at this one on their website. I would certainly call the green very, or I guess they're calling this khaki. I would call this almost like a greenish khaki is what I would want to describe it as. It's not a typical light brown. Just it has a little bit of a military green tone to it to my eyes. Here we have the navy blue Jetson, a really good shade of navy blue. I think this would be excellent on the Seiko SKX 009 Pepsi, or any watch that has that red and blue bezel or blue dial combination, a dark navy blue dial. I'll definitely end up trying this out on my 009 when I have a little bit of free time and when I pull that watch out of the watch box. Overall, I think the coloration, the shade of the navy blue on this is really good. Sometimes, like on the Perlon Nato, their navy blue was a little dark, a little charcoal, a little muted. This one is a bit brighter without being kind of overwhelming. I found that the navy blue, or I think it was called royal blue, of the Alpha Shark from Blue Shark was a little bit too blue. I think that this one kind of hits the nail on the head with the right shade of navy. Last but certainly not least, we have a black with red edged version of the Barton Jetson Nato straps. Again, very nicely done. Very similar to the gray with the khaki edging. Would look pretty good on also probably that SKX 009. Being as how it has that red bezel, the black coloration looks good with everything. As you can probably imagine, this would work on a lot of different watches. So there is the black with red edge version. Alright guys, there's a handful of Barton's new Jetson seatbelt weave nylon NATO straps, as well as Clockwork Synergies Perlon Nato straps, excuse me. Of course, we're still wearing the black and gray Bond style strap on my SKX here. Overall, as I expected, I'm impressed with both of these options, as I have been with all of the products by Clockwork Synergies that I've reviewed and all of the products by Barton Watch Bands that I've reviewed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for checking it out. If you want to help support the channel, any and all of the ways that you can do that can always be found down in the description of my videos. There's a list of my social media accounts. Go ahead and click on those. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. If you'd like to help me out by supporting me on Patreon, there's a link there as well. Big thanks to all the guys that have been supporting me over there. Finally, down in the description, I always have a link to Amazon through my affiliate account. If you like anything that I've reviewed, click on that link before you do your shopping. I get a small commission no matter what you buy, so that always helps me out. Big thanks to everyone that's been using that Amazon affiliate link. Alright guys, I'm going to call this a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, and bye now.